Hey guys, just going to go through a quick teardown video for the Blackberry Bold 9900. In this video I'm going to be replacing the screen and LCD double. You can get it for about $40 off eBay to completely replace the LCD and Digitizer. Now what you're going to need is a pry bar. These usually come with the eBay auctions for the screens, a small Torx screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and if you don't have one of these you can use a guitar pick very easily. So first of all, you're going to take your flathead screwdriver and you'll see that there's actually a little notch in the plastic in the bottom corner of the keypad guard, and you can just stick your screwdriver in there and gently peel up, and it's actually held in with glue, so you just gotta work your way along it. Don't worry, you're not gonna break it, and then you can pull it off like so. So then set that aside. Now you take your Torx screwdriver and you remove the two screws located here and here. Now one thing I'd like to add before we continue, I'm wearing an ESD bracelet right now, so what that does is it grounds me and prevents me from causing any ESD damage to the circuits. So it's always good practice to ground yourself before you start working on a cell phone. So now that the screws are out, you're going to take that screwdriver again, and you can actually just see there's two little holes down here. If you just stick your screwdriver in there, you can actually it's better to use the flathead screwdriver, sorry. And you can kind of like pry it up a little bit. And once it's pried up, you can stick your wedge in there, and then take the screwdriver out, and work your way along the keyboard. It's held in by two notches on the sides, so it's a bit tricky at the sides. So just be careful and go around the edge. It's a bit tricky to get out. There we go. So you hear the snap. So there's the notch on the side. Not sure if you can see it from here. And then keep working your way the other side. You can kind of pull out at this point. Now there is a ribbon cable, so be careful about that. There we go. So there's the ribbon cable. And now we can pop that off really easily using a flathead screwdriver. So right there. And it's just a push-in, so you can literally just pop it out like so, and then it's gone. So now we have the keyboard. We can set that aside. So now there are two more Torx screws, and now these ones are black. They're all color coded, so they're super easy to put back in. So the first ones are silver, the second ones are black, and the third ones, which I'll show you in a sec, are gold. Now this is a really cool feature of the Blackberry. So now that those screws are free, you can actually touch the screen and pull back like so, and that actually reveals the two remaining Torx screws. So I'll just take those guys out now. See, they're gold. Alright, now the back casing is freed from the Blackberry. So if you turn it over gently, it will actually start to come off, and you can just kind of pull at the bottom a little bit, and there we go. It's off. Very simple. So next up, there is a ribbon cable right here, which is connected to the LCD, and you need to pop that guy up. Just grab it by the edge with your screwdriver, and it just pops up like so. Now you can actually remove the circuit board, so make sure you're grounded again, but you can lift it up. Oh, sorry, I forgot one more. There is another ribbon cable on the other side. This one's kind of hard to show you, but it's located right there. See? So this one you have to pull out, so it's a slider, so you can actually just pull on the ribbon cable and it just comes out. So see, that was the piece, and it just slid in and out of that slot. So now you have the circuit board by itself and this. Now the metal edging just bends a little bit, so what you can do is you can literally just bend it a little bit and pop the screen forwards outside. So there we go. Now the screen is off. So now we can take our replacement screen and put it back, and should all work together. So let's do that now. Let's take that out of here. Nice clean new screen. And it's just going to set right back into it. To help get it in, you can just pull the edges of the metal a little bit, because there's a few tabs that need to get behind it. So there we go. Perfect. So now it's in there. So now what we have to do is put this guy back where it belongs. And how that works is you got again, oops. So it's not in there permanently right now, so be careful. So take your ribbon cable, it's got quite a bit of stretch, and you're just going to try and lay it on the circuit board in front of it and gently push it in to the socket. Sometimes it's actually easier if you don't have it in the metal case, so I'm just going to take that off, and now we're going to try and do it. And now there's lots more space for me to get at it. So you see it just goes right in. They're actually pretty tricky to get in. You'll get a feel for it though. Alright, so the edge is in. Now what you can do is you can actually grab your screwdriver and you can kind of, I'm not sure if you can see that, push it in from the edges, both sides, and you just keep working your way back and forth until it's in completely. And you'll hear it snap once it's in. You won't be able to push it any further. There we go, so it's fully seated now. And you just set that on top, and then we're going to put it back into the frame. Oops. So again, the frame bends a little bit. Pretty much just have to pull it up on an angle through, and then, oh no, sorry, down on an angle through. There we go. See? Now here's the remaining clip. And that's actually the volume control clip, or sorry, the power clip. Now you can set it on top again. Now turn it over, gentle. Make sure this guy comes out to the front. You don't want to squish him. And you can set it down like that, and then snap that guy back into place. Really easy to do. Make sure everything's centered. And then you take your case again, and you just place it back on there, and flip it over, and then we're going to replace the screws in the same order that we took them out. So we'll start with the gold screws. Those guys go on the top right here, and you'll feel the case tightening on the back as you tighten these guys. Don't tighten them too much, you don't want to strip the threads. But it's tight enough, the case has come together nicely. Now you can push the screen back. Push down a little bit before it'll go back all the way. Alright, that was my bad. So this can happen to you. What happened was I didn't actually fully seat the screen on the left hand side, so it's preventing me from pushing it back. So we're just going to pop those screws out again. Lift up the case a bit, and then make sure this is actually fully seated so it will go back, see? And then push it down again and make sure it goes in. It's just the way the screen's leveled that makes it tricky sometimes. The screen should go back in nicely. Let's give it a little push. There we go. See? Now it's in completely. Now we can tighten up the two black screws. Now the reason I like working on Blackberry so much is it's really simple. It's very well engineered and designed because there's only 6 screws. I've replaced iPhone screens and you have to take out a couple dozen just to get at the screen. It was terrible. Whereas if you get good, you can replace a Blackberry screen in a matter of minutes. So you just want to tighten these in until the gap between the metal edge and the black plastic is sealed. And then that, you know, you've tightened. So I haven't tightened it enough on this side. I'm not sure if you can see it from here. I'll just, yeah, give it a bit more of a tighten. Yeah, it's all good. So now we just have to reattach the keyboard. So there's the ribbon cable. This one just pops in. It's quite easy to do. You just place it over top. And once, sorry, it's hard to show you while doing it, but you can literally just pop it in. And then again, you see there's the tabs on the side. Those are what you kind of have to push in first, and then angle it in, and then it'll all pop into place, like so. Perfect. So now we place the last two screws in. And again, you want to tighten these until they're tight, and you gotta make sure that the edge is flush. We just lay the plastic back in. If you found it's not sticky enough anymore, you can just use some super glue or something. It's really not that important. It's just there to cover it up and give it a nice aesthetic look. And that's how you do it. So. There we go. And that's how you fix a Blackberry Bold 9900 with screen issues. It's quite easy to do. So if you have some experience in taking apart electronics, the Blackberry Bold is very easy to fix compared to something like an iPhone. So thanks for watching, and I hope it helps. There'll be links in the description to locations where you can get the parts. Thank you.